Right, you are in the village of Kuzanami.
Shaking with cold at the moment, I believe.
Having done the last half re in freezing cold conditions with tons of snow blowing all over you, and you're thinking, hopefully we're going in the right direction and not got lost. But fortunately, you made it to the village only to encounter what can only be described as the most frightening thing you can meet, possibly other than Mercade.
The son of
And
heaven.
that was, of course, the son of heaven who came to visit you to see who you were and what you were doing.
I shakily hold my hand up and say, I don't think that's the most dangerous thing that we could meet.
He came to welcome us to hell.
Oh, no, because if he wanted to do that, he'd have killed you. Or attempted to, anyway.
Personally, I think an angry samurai who's pissed off about something is probably worse. At least with a die owner, you know what he's going to do. With a samurai, you don't know what he's going to do.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Anyway, so you get rooms at the Stalking Tiger.
Stalking Tiger?
Which is slightly larger than average inn.
This is the 26th of Yayoi, isn't it?
The evening of 26th of Yayoi, yes. Okay.
Which is the equivalent of January, am I right? The start of the year? Midwinter? No? Yes?
It depends when Tim has his...
It is the winter though, isn't it?
Start of summer.
Is it start of summer? Oh.
Yes, it's third month of the year.
Ah, right, okay, so Marchish.
For Dave's point, my year starts when it says on the calendar. It came with the game.
Yep.
Okay, right. Sitting in the corner, drinking far more sake than any man should have a right to, is a guy called Yomi, who appears to be a down and out, drunk basically. And eventually he's thrown out so that everybody can get some sleep because he starts to sing, as drunks do, as you know. Okay.
No, I don't smell anything like that sake, do I?
Oh no! He's drinking the best quality sake the inn can offer. So he's obviously successful in whatever it is he does, but he likes to drink lots.
Right. Okay. Well,
Right.
I will go to the door and check that it's not still blizzarding outside, because throwing him out when he's drunk could lead to hypothermia.
He could die out there.
Die of exposure.
No, it's cold out there, but it's not snowing anymore. The snowing sort of stopped shortly after the day on I left.
Still, when you're drunk, you don't realise how cold it is, and you think you're invincible, and you walk around in 0 degrees in a t-shirt, and you don't realise you're getting hypothermia. It's still dangerous. You're right to be checking on Gyomo.
That sounds remarkably like personal experience.
Take it from a former drunk mate, yes.
Well, congratulations on not being a drunk anymore.
I will try and make sure that he doesn't get too cold. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. He appears to be quite happy. He says he's not got that far to go.
Okay. Well, I'll escort him to wherever he's going and then return to the inn. It wouldn't be right to let him.
Okay. Okay. In that case, as you're escorting to where we were, these two men armed with knives appear and attack.
Oh. Is it too late? Is it too late for me to say that I would like to go with Gyomo when he takes him home?
It's too late. Too late for that.
I should have jumped in then because I was wanting to.
Yeah. Anyway.
I shall challenge them and tell them to be ashamed of themselves and not attack a drunk man. It's wait until he's sober. I'll try and use my rhetoric and appropriate.
You attempt a rhetoric roll, yeah.
probably won't do any good, but I've got to try something. A d20. An 11. Well, I made it by 6. Probably get them to attack me now. Of course, it might well be that they were attacking me anyway.
They grin and proceed to beat you up.
Oh, no way.
Well, I will try and defend myself as much as I can with my jujutsu, but they're probably a lot better than I am.
It's two of them, nice.
Well, I'm not going to have dice rolling because this is...
Yeah.
Basically, you get to throw one of them and it doesn't appear to have any effect. Eventually, they batter you unconscious.
Well, at least I protected the drunk.
Well, not really, no.
So after he's been away for a certain time, I'm going to go out looking for a Gyomo, because I did want to go with him, and I never said quick enough, so I'm going to have to go out looking for him once he's been away for a while.
You wait and he doesn't come back.
Aye, I'll go out looking for him then.
Okay, roll a d20.
Okay, wish me luck,
Nick,
boys.
does Maho want to go with him?
8.
Not really my sort of thing.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're staying in the warmth. The Yakuza Banshee comes with you.
Okay.
And it takes you a little while, but down a side alley, you notice 2 crumpled forms lying in the snow, one of whom's wearing a saffron robe.
Is that a saffron robe that Gyomo wears?
Buddhist priests wear saffron robes normally when they're travelling, yeah.
Saffron as in the colour, the reddish... No, is it a yellow colour?
Reddish orange.
Reddish orange,
Reddish
yeah.
orange.
Gyomo! I'll go across to him and check on him.
Okay, would Gyomo care to roll a health saving throw?
I'd love to roll a health saving throw. Me and my 10 health.
Oh.
D20.
Oh,
Yes!
Nice.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, you get up to him. Some swine, or swines, it's not quite sure, have battered him and the drunk into unconsciousness. He's not suffered any broken bones or anything like that, just severe contusions.
Yeah, he's tougher than he looks, our Gyomo, but still, some motherfucker's taking advantage of him while he's trying to help somebody. That's all he ever does, is try to help people, and some prick's taking advantage of him. I should have went with him. I feel really bad that I didn't. I'm going to do everything I can to make him comfortable and try to make him warm, get him out any kind of, if there is any snow, make sure he's not lying in it. Just get him warm.
They are lying in the snow and the cold water. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
So I'm going to get him out of that, get him more comfortable, and then just kind of let him be, just kind of, even if I sit on the floor with his head in my lap, so that he's got some warmth, some body warmth around him, just until he wakes up. I'm not going to slap him awake or anything. I want him to just kind of come to naturally, but make him comfortable if I can, and hopefully Banshee will do the same for the drunk. So drag him out any snow or anything, make him dry, make him warm.
Is Gyomo injured, Dave?
I had a note to say 5 lethal damage, but I can't remember what that was from. That might be from a long time ago.
Okay, well, take him down to 0, and then kindly roll a d20.
Okay. Dumpty 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 dum. 11.
Okay, when you check him over, he's not bleeding, fortunately.
Good.
And neither is the drunk. You wait, and after about 10 minutes, Gyomo comes round, as does the now sober gentleman.
Gyomo, what happened?
Oh, 2 men attacked this as I was escorting this gentleman home, and two men attacked us with knives, and I told them that they ought to be ashamed of themselves for attacking a drunk while he was drunk, and they just laughed at me, and I tried to defend myself, but they beat me up. And
have you been robbed?
I don't know. Have I been robbed?
You don't appear to have been, no. Neither does the drunk either.
So they just beat him up for fun. That's even worse.
I will ask the gentleman if he knew who they were.
Oh, I bet he does.
No, I've never seen them before in my life, sir.
Liar. Can I roll for bullshit?
You can.
Well,
What's the roll for that?
Would
Roll it-
anyone have a
roll it
reason to attack you? Have you upset anybody?
He's lying.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
He's lying. Rolled a 15, so I don't know if he's lying.
No. You can't tell with his bullshit.
Well, in that case, I will stagger to my feet and help him up, and ask if the other two would help me escort him to his house, and then I'll return to the inn. I think I need a good night's sleep.
I will do 100%. I'm sorry I didn't in the first place. I should have spoke sooner. Feel terrible.
Oh, you don't expect to be attacked in a village like this.
It's a strange town, and people are strange in strange towns. Sorry, I'm sorry I never came with you and this happened.
But basically, Yomi makes his way to his home. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Escorted by Banshee. And basically, it's a bit further along the alleyway in which you were attacked. And he goes in through what is obviously the back door to the small house that he lives in. He thanks you all and then staggers off to recuperate.
Okay, and I shall return to the inn.
Okay.
Trying to remember if there were any distinguishing features about these two. They didn't kind of have their kimonos slip, and I saw any kind of red tattoos or anything like that. No.
It would be the Reds, like. Bet it's the Reds.
It
Always the Reds.
Well, he may have upset someone without realizing it. Could be the local blacksmith's daughter or something that he kind of was paying too much attention to.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have enough problems. Let's carry on and get a good night's sleep. We have a long way still to go.
I mean, the man's a drunk. He's
Okay.
probably just offended somebody when he's been in his cups. He's probably just been really offensive about somebody's daughter or somebody's wife or something. He probably deserved it.
I will report it to the innkeeper, because obviously Yomi is a good customer, and if there's people beating him up, he won't come and drink here anymore. So the innkeeper has an interest in stopping this sort of thing happening.
Indeed, mate, yeah.
That's disgusting, sir. Nobody should be attacking a priest such as yourself. After all, you're supposed to be, what's the word, sacrosanct. Not guilty of violence and that sort of thing. Well, as for Yomi, he may well have brought it on himself. He has a very sharp tongue when he's sober, and he does occasionally say things that are probably best not said.
Well,
As
when they
drunks
came
tend
at
to
him,
do.
they were armed with knives, and thankfully they only beat him up. I don't know whether it was what I said or whether they were just threatening him with the knives, but it's terrible situation.
Anyway, you go to bed and you wake up in the morning.
Oh, thanks. Thank God for goodness for that. Who knows what's going to happen next? And we will break our fast and then head back out along the road towards.
If we don't get woken up by a fire
next
alarm in the middle of the
town.
night, that is.
I think the next town we're heading for is actually Nagano, isn't it?
Must be some villages in between here and there. We're only that
yes.
far along the road, I think.
Villages, yes, but the next town I think is Nagano.
I think so.
Oh, all right. Well, there's a long way to Nagano still.
There is.
Right, well, you get up. You're a bit stiff and bruised.
Are
but
we?
other than
What are we doing about food when we're travelling? Are we just taking money from the group purse, Dave, or what?
Well, I'm paying for the stay in the inn. How much did that cost?
3 copper per person.
How many persons are we right now?
Believe,
dozen.
Is it?
I believe it's 11.
Now?
Is it 11?
Maybe 13. 13, sorry.
We left one person behind, didn't we?
Yes,
my Bushi.
Psyche. Psyche stayed behind. That's where his school
yes,
is.
you did, yes.
I think we were 12, and then we left him behind. I think we're 11. So on the spreadsheet, I can see that we have on there we've got Gyomo 1, Tetsu 2, Hatsu 3, Maho 4, Yuko 5, Kirituzo 6, Ami 7, Banshu 8, Hideoka 9, and that's who's on the spreadsheet. Who else is there?
Well, who's on the combat sheet that's still with us? Because I think we left. We left Seiki in the. In my Bashi.
According to my battle map, there are 13 of you because you have Baku and Fusetsu.
Is that 13?
Right.
Is that 13 but then minus Seiki?
And three porters.
So is that 13 and then minus Seiki to 12, or is that 13
No,
now?
that's 13. That's 13 without Seiki.
39 copper then, Dave.
Fair
Fusetsu is travelling with you to Nagano because that's where he lives.
Fair enough. 39 copper it is. And we set on out.
Rolling, 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 get your wagons rolling, right. Just to absolutely mix up genres. Afternoon, Brian.
Hello.
Hello. You managed to not be there when Gyomo was beaten up by a couple of locals.
Yeah, Gyomo's already been beaten up in the 20 minutes you've missed, Brian.
But at least nobody was killed.
Well, that's the main thing.
They didn't even rob him, they were just pretty much beating him up just for fun.
Yes, but we'd have had to stay an extra day to do the funeral, wouldn't we?
Oh, now.
We're on the road again, we've left that town, Kuzanami.
And we are heading westwards into the mountains towards Nagano.
Is that what the darker colour on the map is, mountain range?
Yes, we're going through rough terrain at the moment.
Yeah.
Possibly crossing a spur of the mountains. But it's
Looks
a
like
mixture
it.
of roughened mountains, then down into a rough valley, down which
And then along the
flows.
side of some mountains.
Yes.
So we're going through. We're going across a mountain range, through a mountain range, and then kind of alongside one as we go north there.
Yes, you're walking along the spine of Japan at the moment, or crossing it anyway.
Yes, and with all the snow around, shiver definitely went up my spine.
Would one of you roll a d4 for me?
I'll get that. Oh, I'm too slow. Gyomo got a 2.
Okay.
If I'm going to get beaten up, then I'll roll the dice for it.
You should always roll the dice, Dave. You've got luck with dice.
As you are leaving the village, Tetsu noticed that off to one side, further into the rough stuff, is what appears to be an abandoned shrine.
An abandoned shrine? Now, shrine is Shinto and temple is Buddhist, right?
Indeed.
Should we go and investigate it, boys? An abandoned shrine? I mean, it's begging out to be investigated, I think.
Why is it been abandoned? I mean, I serve the Buddhas, but I give respect to the kami.
Well, that's a question you cannot answer at the moment.
Well, I shall turn around and go back to the village and
Ask why the shrine is abandoned.
ask why the shrine has been abandoned.
It's abandoned because it's haunted, sir.
Ooh.
Is that a recent thing, or has it been for a long time?
It's been haunted ever since I've been alive, sir, says the headman.
Okay.
What is
about-
haunting it?
Is it in his early 40s, you would think?
What is haunting it?
So just young then.
please? Does anyone know?
A band of Garki, sir.
Oh,
What's a gaki? Ghost.
they're ghosts. Does anyone know why they are haunting it? We've had some dealings with ghosts in the past, and they had a reason for haunting the place they were in.
Well, yes, sir. It's something to do with the merchant Yomi, sir.
The merchant Yomi are. Oh, that's your friend, Dave.
Not a friend. He's a drunk that I helped home to stop him dying in the snow.
I see you have met our local merchant, then, have you?
Is it known why? What his involvement in this is?
Well, he used to be the priest there, sir.
And he did something he shouldn't?
Yes, sir. He became overly fond of the drink sake, which led him to neglect doing the duties due to the kami who inhabits the shrine.
First the man takes a drink, then the drink takes a drink, then the drink takes the man.
Indeed.
It's an Irish proverb, actually.
In that case, I think we should go and speak to Yomi and try and bring him to his senses, because he's bringing shame and peril on the village by letting the Garki haunt the shrine.
Well, but by all means, sir.
I will ask directions to go to see Yomi and.
Well, you know where his house is, because.
And I'll not be leaving your side for a second.
And you can show you where his house is, because you've been.
Ah, right. In that case, if you would show us the way to his house.
Okay, as you make your way down the alleyway, you hear a lot of grunting and shouting coming from through the wall on your left.
Is that his house?
No. It doesn't look like a house. There's lots of shouts of ki and
Kind of building, is it?
no, head, chest.
Ah, it sounds like a dojo or something like that.
Yeah, somebody's fighting.
Indeed it is, yes.
That's not my domain. I tend to deal with the results. We continue to Yomiya's house and go round to the front door and announce ourselves.
Right, well, you're going through the little torii gate, the lich gate, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, he's obviously very wealthy because he's got a superb garden laid out in a formal style.
Oh, statues and that, is it? Fountains.
No. There's topiary and flowers and a small zen garden.
Has he got a pond? Please tell me there's a pond.
There will be a pond, but it's at the back of the house, so you don't get to see it unless you go around the side.
I kind of want to look at the pond, to be honest, but just because it's cool.
I'm beginning to have doubts about his intelligence.
Mine?
No, Yomiya's.
Okay.
Displaying this sort of conspicuous.
You can have a point of honour for that, Tetsu.
Sorry, Tim?
You got a point of honour for that.
Thank you.
You made me laugh, which is.
Okay, I'll take it.
Displaying this sort of conspicuous wealth invites one to the attention of the samurai, which is not good.
Displaying this kind of wealth and then being a drunk, walking around in your cups all the time, vulnerable, it's not wise, is it?
And bringing peril on your village.
Yeah.
No. Well, I shall...
You make friends with all the losers, don't you, Gyomo?
I try to help everyone achieve their best.
Yes, you do. That's why you're our leader, mate.
No, that is not why I am.
That's our excuse and we're sticking to it.
Anyway,
Yes.
as you walk through the garden up towards the front of the house, you see this elderly man knocking on the door, trying to get some attention. He's dressed in peasant garb, would indicate he's probably a farmer of some sort, or at least has been. And as you approach, he spins round and drops into a jujutsu crouch, then stands up looking a bit sheepish and bows politely to you. My apologies, gentlemen.
I bow politely to him. No apology necessary. I understand it can be dangerous walking the streets of this village. Might I inquire your reason for seeking Yomi and worrying about my intent?
Yes, he was due at the dojo for a lesson in Zazen and hasn't appeared. No doubt he's drunk yet again. I am Bushido, he says, teacher of Zazen.
I bow deeply and introduce myself as Gyomo, and anyone who teaches Zazen is.
He looks at you, and his face goes pale, and his knees wobble, and he hangs on to the frame of the door.
Is that what he said his name was Gyomo?
It could easily have been when he said his name was Gyomo.
Is Zazen meditation, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Right, what was this name? Name of this guy?
Hashizu. Hashizu.
Yeah.
Ah.
As we were leaving.
Are you known by the epithet The Undertaker by any chance, good bones?
I have had that attached to my name. I believe it is a matter of some jest among certain beings.
And your friends.
Yes, not a very nice jest, but yes.
Well, sadly, I have been around for the aftermath of an awful lot of terrible events, and it is my duty to deal with them.
Yes, and the terror events haven't finished yet, he says. With a certainty that is far too unsettling to be anything but magical, as it were.
Well, as a teacher of Zazen, he may well have had some insights during his
yes, well, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I rolled, do you?
No.
Anyway, the door behind you opens, and there's this old woman comes out. What do you lot want?
I bow and ask politely if.
No, begone, Bonds, begone. Your one sort is not welcome here. Get out, she says. No, Mama. There's no need to be like that. I don't like you either. Go away. My master is sleeping and does not want to be disturbed.
Let me just check something. That's what I wanted. I shall bow politely and then look up, using my dissolve illusions, just to check that she is who she appears to be.
Roll your pierce illusions.
There isn't a BCS; it's automatic.
Yeah, okay. Well, there is one. There is a one at the moment.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. A 14. Well, I failed my magic BCS by 2.
Okay. Whatever mother is not human, but you're not quite certain what. the guy who stood in front of you is slightly more human than human, if you see what I mean.
Right.
No, we need to speak with Yomi or raise the shrine. I've told you, you're not coming in, now get out, or I shall get nasty. All right, we'll go.
Mother? Gyomo asks. Might I inquire why you are protecting Yomi from the consequences of his actions?
I'm not protecting him from the consequences of his actions. I'm preventing you from meddling with it. Sorry, in it, not with it, in it. You and your gaggle of Shugenja, she says. You notice that she doesn't appear to be taking much notice of anybody who isn't a Shugenja or a priest. Which is a bit rude, but that's the way it goes.
We're a squishy bunch of magic users.
Well... Yomi is bringing shame and danger on the village, and I wish to try and give him a chance to deal with that before seeking the advice of the Lord as to what should be done.
There's no point in going to Goturo, she says. He's useless. He's a complete waste of space, and Lord Inama should have him replaced by somebody who can do something useful. But by all means, go and talk to the local samurai if you wish. But just get off this house's property.
Oh. Well, I shall invoke the blessings of the Buddha on this property in the hope that Yomi will come to his senses.
Okay, you bless the house.
Well, it is just a ceremony, and then I shall escort the gentleman out, and once away from the property, inquire as to what manner of being Mother happens to be, in that she's certainly not human.
Hashi just says, pardon? Of course she's human.
I was unable to perceive what she was, but I do not believe she was human.
Oh, well, I can't help you with that, he says. As far as I'm aware, she's human.
Has she been there long?
She's been Yomiya's housekeeper ever since he was born. So 40 odd years, if not longer.
I see. Did her mannerisms change at all shortly before he became a drunk, or after he became a drunk?
Not that I recall. If you'll excuse me, I shall go and fetch somebody.
Oh, certainly.
And he wanders away, and he comes back with a man by the name of Hidito.
Hidito?
No, Hidetaki. Hidetaki.
Okay.
This lad comes, he's about 23, 24. He's got a carpenter's apron on and a hammer and chisel thrust through his sash. You wish to speak to me, son? He says. Oh, well, no, I wish you to speak with these gentlemen. About what? About your uncle, Yomi. At this point, the young lad's face goes like granite. And why would I want to speak to that useless old fart about that useless old fart? Oh, please, he's your uncle. Please. I can't show that man any respect. He has no respect for anybody else. He should be a priest up at the shrine, which is what his job was. Then he got inveigled into drinking sake by some passerby, I suppose you'd call it. And then it all went to pot.
Sadly, I believe that this may not have been by his own choice. He may have been inveigled by beings who were intent on having the shrine fall into disrepute.
Pardon?
What? The lady who is looking after his house, mother. Do you know her well?
I know her slightly, sir. I don't like her very much. She's far too rude and, well, something not quite right about her.
Has she always been like that, or just since about the time he became a drunk?
Mother was always a bit sharp-tongued, but she got worse after he started drinking.
Sadly, I do not believe she is human, and she may be. She was intent on stopping us speaking to him to try to bring him to his senses about his duties, which may have been her purpose in being there. If she keeps him drunk and keeps people away from him, the shrine will remain as it is. The village will lose the protection of the kami, which will suit whatever the beings who have mankind's downfall at heart.
Well, it's a bit like last night's snowstorm, which was most unusual.
Well, sadly, we know that was caused by one of the beings from the mountains. Yes, we were challenged by it and given a message of somewhat dire import on our way into the village.
The young lad seems shocked by that. Hashizu, not quite so much. So the King of the Mountains made an appearance, did he? Says Hashizu.
You know the being? I ask Hashizu.
I have met the King of the Mountains, yes. A thoroughly disreputable sort of person.
He refused. He challenged, asked if any of us wished to challenge him, but was not interested in discussing the tenets of Buddhism with me, but gave us a message.
That is one of the maybe, says Hashizu.
But if the shrine is in disrepair and disrepute, then I think we should do our best to try and bring Yomi to his senses and bring it back into use and dispose of the Gaki who are within it at the moment.
Yes, indeed.
Were there any assistants who helped Yomi at the shrine? In the village?
No, sir. The shrine's not big enough to have a permanent staff. Sorry, wasn't big enough to have a permanent staff.
Oh, very good.
Okay, Maho is busy standing there listening to all this.
Yep.
When he catches sight of a misty form who appears to be watching you.
Okay. Misty rather than sort of ghostly, or...
Well, it could easily be a ghost, yes.
Okay. We'll tap whoever's nearest on the shoulder and just say, I'm just going to have a look at this.
Okay, that case, roll a d12. Okay, the person that happens to be standing closer to you is your porter, so he says, "Yes, sir." And several of the others look at you and him as he says that, and then you wander off towards where this ghostly figure is.
Yes. Does it react with me approaching it?
Yes, it does. It withdraws into the alleyway from which it is watching you.
And this alleyway is a bit dark, is it?
Not particularly dark. No,
Daylight now, isn't it?
It's daylight, so I mean, it's not as bright as it might be, but then again, that's because of where the sun is.
Well, I'll go up to the end of the alleyway and look down it.
Okay, the figure is standing about 3 yards down the alleyway, looking at you. A bit surprised, but looking at you anyway.
It's not anything, or not any person or anything I recognise. It's
well, it would appear in life to have been a man, and he appears to have died of a broken leg.
okay. So, Gyomo,
Yes, Maho-san?
if you've got time, could you come and take a look at this?
Yes, Maho-san. I will ask Hashizu and Hidetaki to pardon me for a second and go over to see. Yes, what is it, Maho?
Take a look down there.
I look down the alley.
Roll a wit saving throw, sir.
Dumpty dumpty dum. Why can't I do that when it's really important?
You turn to look down the alleyway, and this ghostly figure appears. His left leg is badly broken just below the hip joint, and well, he could well have died from that.
I will attempt to see whether I can speak to him. I bow politely and ask why he's here.
Salvation, he says.
Seeking your salvation, son.
Our salvation, he says.
How may I be of service?
Dispose of the kami that is guarding our priest and free him from his curse.
I will do my best. Can you give me any advice on this wicked kami?
Yes, it is an escapee from Yomi, he says. Which doesn't really say anything, because most ghosts and stuff like that are, but...
Yes. Fair enough. I ask if he and his fellows can be of help in assisting me in disposing of this, or are they awaiting the outcome?
At the moment, we cannot. We are bound to the shrine that's just outside the village by the kami's magic.
Oh, we cannot have that.
Can he understand me? Just if I speak to the ghost, can he hear me or understand me?
Oh yes, can, yes.
I'm asking, why are you and your associates bound to the shrine?
It takes a little while to answer. We blasphemed against the kami of the sun.
That wasn't wise.
Well, no, we found that out.
Well, I'm sure Yomo and us will do our best to rectify the situation.
Indeed.
And I'll look at Yomo.
Okay, question.
Hold on, the ghost bows and then starts to fade out.
Very good. I give him my blessings and return to the to Hashizu and Hidetaki. And
Has anybody else snuck up to the alleyway to have a look?
Oh, I've not left Gyomo's side.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
sure, have a look.
in that case, both of you make wit saving throws then.
9. I wonder if that makes it. I'll have to look.
another one. We're wasting
I know
all
the
these
one makes it.
ones.
Wait, saving throw. It's 10. I've made it. I've made mine.
Okay, in that case, you both become aware of the ghost that's been speaking, so you'll have heard most of what was said.
Okay.
There's a quiet voice, which is Yoko. Orders, sir?
We have an evil kami who is keeping the shrine, the spirits in the shrine, trapped and stopping Yomi from
Fixing his life.
doing his duty. He appears to be under a curse. Quick
I see.
question, out of character, Tim. Am I right that the Scroll of Protection against Demons only works against Oni and Dioni and not against Kami?
That is correct.
Very good. So
Is
I
that
just
something
wanted
we
to
have,
check myself.
Dave?
Yes, I have
thought
a
so.
Scroll of Protection against Demons. I don't know how good it is because it's not the sort of thing one would try to use against the King of the Mountains as a low-level.
Are the King of the
priest like
Mountains?
myself.
Are the King of the Mountains and the Son of Heaven the
Right,
same person?
Just so you're aware, okay?
Yep.
You've been told that the Dione that visits is called King of the Mountains. The
Yep.
one you met called himself the Son
Was
of
the
Heaven.
Son of
Son of
Heaven, yeah.
Heaven. Oh,
That's
yes.
that's two different ones, isn't it?
He's the most powerful.
He's Lucifer, isn't he? He's like the King of Hell.
He's there or thereabouts. There's
Yeah.
actually one that's more powerful than him, but we don't talk about it. Right, just so you as players are aware, Dione, their spirit rank is measured in feet, okay? So the taller they are, that's a 16-foot Dione, that means his spirit rank is 16,
Mm-hmm.
or possibly a bit more, but you know.
So the higher the
16.
rank is, the bigger they'll be.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Son of Heaven was quite tall.
He was indeed, wasn't
Yes.
He was 2 to 3 man heights tall.
he? Hmm.
Yes. Well, not the
Anyway.
sort of thing a junior priest from a small temple deals with. Right. Well, we have to deal with this evil kami.
Yep.
I will
Mhm.
notify the sensei and the carpenter that a ghost has spoken to us and tells us that several ghosts are bound to the shrine by the magic of an evil kami who is keeping Yomi under a curse, presumably curse of drunkenness.
Well, says Hashi, that would explain why several dead Shinto priests have been found in the last few years. I should have thought of that. I am so sorry, he says. And he looks crestful. The young lad's looking at him as though he's a bit gone out. Well, how would you know? I should have put it together. You see? The only reason to kill Shinto priests is to stop them investigating the shrine.
But if the kami has brought a curse on the village, then she may have been clouding all your minds. I say, putting a
Yes,
charitable interpretation on it.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I shall go and attempt to find out.
Is that the village headman?
No, it's not the village headman. No, this is the sensei of the school, which is on the opposite side of the wall by which you're standing.
Okay, he'll do. Before he goes, can we ask him if there are any other strange events recently in the village that might be connected?
He can't think of any.
Okay, just wanted to check that. So.
Well, excuse me, Sensei, says the young lad. What about those heroes who passed through about 6 months ago? Well, they were just a party of travellers. You didn't know who they were? Well, no, I mean, they didn't visit me, so why should I? Ah. Well, have you heard of the resurrected ones then, Sensei? I don't listen to that garbage, he says. No. Well, perhaps you should, sir. Yuko pops up. What do you mean, the resurrected one? Excuse me, milady, he says. There are rumours of a party of brigands, I suppose we should call them, who were resurrected from the dead by the Lord of Diseases. You are joking, are you not? Says Yuko.
I look shocked.
And basically, those of you who know her quite well realise that she's very close to doing something violent.
Yuko is.
Yes. You are not jesting, are you? No, milady. No. They came through here. To advanced Bushi, a Yamabushi, and they're hangers-on. I see.
How many? What was it? It was two Bushi and a Yamabushi.
A Yamabushi, and they're hangers-on.
And this is a party of resurrected people.
That's what they're called, yes.
And what? Sorry, how are they involved in this? Where are they in the mix? That's what I missed, actually.
Well,
they passed through the village 6 months ago.
Ah, right, okay.
That was the last.
Oh, yeah, because Nick asked
the only thing that really strange thing.
if there was any
because
other
there's no
strange
reason
things
for
happening
people
in the
not to-
village. That's right, thank you. Got you. So it's not necessarily connected, it's just the other strange thing that happened in the village.
A coincidence.
Yes, thank you.
I think I'm very concerned about coincidences.
Yeah.
No such thing. There's no such thing in these
Right,
games that we play.
Dave, would you care to roll me a d20?
I'd love to roll a d20. Now's when I'll get a.
No.
No, I rolled a 4. Amazing.
Very nice, Dave.
Right.
I asked.
You have heard of several famous Yamabushi, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy called Mahoto, who is well known to be a master of the Naginata, and he's commonly known as Magimix. Because when he gets into combat, people end up dead. There is another one who is called Sojiro, who is looked upon with disdain and disgust by most right-thinking Buddhists and Yamabushi because he's a not nice person at all. It is said that he has murdered people for not answering his questions quick enough. And he's accompanied by a pair of brothers called Kenjiro and Hajiro, whose reputations are even blacker than his, if that's possible.
So this is a group of real baddies, eh?
What was the name of those? Kenjiro
and Hajiro.
And they are two nasty Bushi who are associated with him.
Yes, yeah. The basic point is that they've got a very bad reputation. And as far as you're aware, it's probably well-founded.
And who do I know? Who they work for, or are they associated with?
It is believed they are associated with the Prince of Nippon.
Let me guess. The Prince of Nippon is the boss of the Son of Heaven.
He would say so, but the Son of Heaven would disagree with that. But they do tend to operate on opposite sides of the scale, if you see what I mean.
What did you call him? The Son of Nippon?
No, the Prince of
The
Nippon.
Prince of Nippon, yeah.
No, each Dai has a separate name, if I can remember it. You will have all have heard of the Prince of Nippon. He is arguably the first and foremost Dai in Nippon. There are several Dai who would object to that to phraseology and would fight him over it. But they've been basically cowards. They've not actually sorted the problem out, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
They're washing their hair that week.
Indeed.
So it sounds as though it was Sujiro with his associates who passed through the village 6 months ago, and if they were raised by, if it said they were raised from the dead by the Lords of Diseases, does he work for the Prince of Nippon, or is he the Prince of Nippon?
Oh, well, that's a good question. And one I'm not going to answer because I don't actually know the answer yet. I don't think he is. I think he's somebody separate, but, you know, we won't worry about it.
Yeah, but, I mean, he may work for the Prince of Nippon.
Oh, he certainly might, yeah.
Well, I don't know whether it's connected. I mean, how long ago did Yomi start drinking? Shortly after their passage?
Oh, no, he was drinking well before that.
Ah. Was there any strange occurrence or unusual events that occurred before he started drinking? Unexpected eclipse or...
Well, if there are, the lad who's with you doesn't know.
Right. Well, I believe I turn to my shoot and I believe that it is our duty to try and rescue Yomi from the grip of this evil kami and drive her away and free the spirits trapped in the shrine. Are you willing to assist me in doing this?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
And somebody just dropped off.
That was. Are you prepared? Is Maho prepared to help?
Yeah, to do what? But yes, I'm prepared to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, my Discord said throw a complete wobbler.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
That's not a good feeling to have at all.
So, what is it you require me to do?
I think we should work together to drive this kami from the village, free Yomi from her grasp, and release the spirits of release him from his curse, and free the spirits who the kami has bound to the shrine to go to their reward.
That's like a good idea. Let's crack on with it.
Very good.
Follow your lead.
I shall. Jiho. I will ask the others in the party whether they have any means of dealing with the physical form of a kami, if necessary.
I was wondering about the dagger that I'd got earlier, the Blades of the Ninja. I don't see that anywhere on my character sheet. I just see a regular Tanto. Oh no, I do. It is the Blade of the Dragon. Sorry, it is there. The Blade of the Dragon, not the Blade of the Ninja. That was a different game. What's the difference?
Blade of the Dragon?
Yeah, I've got a Blade of the Dragon Tanto, but it looks like I'm looking at the character sheet and the stats seem to all be the same as a regular Tanto. Does anyone remember what the difference is?
I think you will have to use
weapon.
it and see.
I'll have a look in our loot sheet thing.
It might,
But,
they might allow you to hit things that can only be hit with magic weapons.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you appear to have a close relationship, dragons. Tetsu-san.
There's one here on the loot list. It says Mizudo, a strange curvy dagger. Both edges are curvy, and it's enchanted with Mizudo. Weak, average, water blessing. Is that it?
Don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I don't know what the
No,
special effects of my dagger are.
Yeah, I have the Mazudo.
You have that one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, that's right.
And a
it
blade of
says-
the ninja.
Very good. I shall put on a pair of glasses, taking them out of the lacquered box.
Perceived truth. That's right. I remember getting them.
Okay.
And how long does perceived truth last?
As long as you keep paying power for it, I think.
Do I pay the power, or do the glasses pay the power?
Does that as 4 charges?
Well, in this instance, it will last as long as you are looking through the glasses.
In that case,
Does that count as 1 charge?
that will count as 1 charge.
Until you take them off, and then if you put them on again, it's another charge.
I presume
That's
so.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, do you have
Hold on.
any?
Hold
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Make a wit saving throw.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Now I'll roll a 20. No, I'll roll an 18 and fail completely.
Okay. In that case, everything looks normal.
Sorry,
Until
I hadn't actually put them on yet.
Well, when you put them on, everything looks normal.
Okay. I will look at the other members of the group as I talk to them. Does Hashizu look slightly odd?
Ashizu is not with you. He's in the dojo.
Oh, he's gone to the dojo looking to see whether something's been...
Look out when you weren't looking.
Yeah.
The young lad looks normal. Yeah.
The party?
No, none of them look normal.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
In what way are we all? Well, I look at my hand and as well. Do we look
Okay,
slightly odd?
Yes, you do. Right, you look round and the party as a whole are under some form of blessing.
Well, I know that I have the blessing of the Buddha of children, but whether that
Oh
is
no,
it or not...
this is not the blessing of the Buddha of the children. That's something different.
Very good. Well, I will talk to the party.
And when you
Again,
look at yourself,
Yeah? Oh dear.
you can see your bones through your flesh.
It's a foreboding, isn't it?
That's not a nice omen, is it?
No,
Oh, I
no,
don't
it's
know.
not.
Not at all.
It may just mean that my quest is going to take me to Yomi for longer than I thought.
I don't like the sound of that one bit.
If the Buddhas have me on this path, then it is for a good reason.
And it seems that I am destined to follow you no matter what, so it is what it is, my friend. I'll be there by
You
your
don't have
side.
to follow me.
Foolish or wise, I'll be there. No, I'm with you all the way, Gyomo.
I'm honoured
whatever,
by your trust.
whatever this is that you've been tasked with, it's too much for one man, even a man so noble.
Nothing
and-
is too much for someone with the guidance of the Buddhas. If I do not succeed in this life, I will succeed in the next.
What actually surprises Gyomo as he looks at the assembled group
Hmm.
are that there are at least 2 more figures who should be with you but aren't,
Who's
and they look
missing?
like Shigenja as well.
We have 2 spirits with us.
Well, no, you're not. You know, it's more like something you're going to meet. You know, a bit of foresight.
Why does that also not sound good?
Well, I will have to have a look at the elements that we have in the party at the moment at a later date. So, as I understand, we need each of the 5 elements.
Yes, in that, well, you've got metal embodied in Tetsu, soil embodied in Hatsu,
Hatsu's soil.
and Hayashido and Mizudo, I believe, in Maho.
Maho. So we're only missing which one? Fire.
You're missing hideout or fire, yes.
Yeah.
But it may well be that we need one who specialises in a particular element.
And then you get a prod in your mind that says, "Get on with it, boy."
Oh.
I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted by. Very odd. I shall ask.
That's why we're telling you to get on with it.
A mental prodding does not
ask-
sound pleasant.
I shall ask the Shugenja to prepare their most appropriate spells for dealing with a kami, and then I shall lead them up to the door of Yomi's house.
Okay, you approach the Lich Gate.
I don't know the spell of runaway really
There
fast.
is a magical barrier across it.
I shall attempt to perceive what the magic. I ask the Shugenja if they can determine what the magical barrier is that's blocking the Lich Gate.
Is that a detect magic or analyze magic? We know it's magic, so we don't need to do detect. It's
Basically,
just
you roll your
analyze.
detect magic. You roll your detect magic, and then you do the analyze on top of that.
I mean, isn't it clearly magic? Like we don't need to roll it.
No, well, the point is you can't see it as magical because.
It's because he's got the glasses
told
on
you
that you see
there.
it. Yeah. So,
Got the check.
Sorry, I just knocked a charge off.
magic detection. BCS is 12. So my BCS is 12 for both of these. Okay. So I made my detection by 4, and I will bang on the analyze.
Right. Did any of you fail to cast the detect magic and the
I
analyze?
think Mahu has.
I've got the,
oh no,
I've got
he's,
the detect, not the analyze.
he's missed the analyze. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's definitely a magical barrier there. Those who made the analyze, it's a bar men spell.
Which means.
Well, bar men is
or
a
bar
metal
men,
spell.
like as in stop people.
Yeah.
And it's a school of metal.
It is indeed School of Metal, yes.
Is that? Oh, okay. Well, that's my school.
Very good.
What do I do about it? Is there a
You need to
dispel
do
magic?
You need to do counter magic.
Counter magic.
Magic on it.
Hang
Now
on
you know
2
what you
seconds.
should do
Yep, counter magic. Range 6, cost
Hold on,
varies.
Do you tell people? Do you tell the others what it is?
Yes, absolutely. Hang on, I need to do my cost for the 2 spells that I just cast. So it's only 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gyomo is looking somewhat confused. We walked through that gate. Why did
Yes, that's because the spell wasn't there when you first came.
Right, so
fine.
counter magic. What do I have to roll to do counter magic?
It's in the
No,
back
you
of
roll,
the...
Sorry?
you roll your magic BCS at a negative of the level of the spell that you're trying to dispel, I believe.
And my magic BCS is.
Both Hatsu and Maho can attempt to as well because they know what the spell is. If they wish.
Your magic BCS is probably in L14.
Well, I've rolled an 18, so I don't think that makes it. Well, hang on. L14.
You pay the power for the spell.
Magic BCS is 12, so I failed that. What's the power? How much power for that? It says varies.
Counter magic. Base power cost. The base power cost is equal to the being's spirit rank if it's a spell cast by a supernatural creature.
It's not a magic BCS. It's the BCS in the school of the spell that is used. And a penalty equal to the knowledge required by 10.
Right, so it's not your magic. It depends. It depends whether this is a spell or whether it's.
In that case, Maho and Hatsu, I don't think would be able to dispel it because they don't have any metal.
So I can just.
No.
We need to work out what that cost me, and then I just need to try again. I think.
Well, you use the BCS in the School of the Spell. So what's your BCS in metal?
BCS metal is. How do I find that?
Any skills?
Your base BCS in the School of Metal.
Oh
Which
yeah,
you,
22.
Looking at your sheet is 22. So you made it by 10.
Yeah.
Penalty is the 1/10
Penalty?
of the knowledge required for the spell that you're trying to dispose of.
So barmen is what knowledge spell?
33 into. Or
That divided by 3 is 3.3.
Metal barmen is 33, so effectively knock 4 off your BCS. So your BCS is 18, which means you made it by 6.
Okay.
Okay.
So I made it. So I cast the.
Okay,
Counter
but
magic.
the attempt cost power equal to that penalty.
No, I
that
failed
penalty
it.
on the first attempt, and it goes up after the first attempt.
Yep. So it costs you 4 power
Doubles.
Okay.
if
so
you
that-
succeed the first time.
Right, I failed the first
Double
time though,
on the
didn't I?
Double
you
on the
didn't.
second.
No, because you don't roll your magic BCS for using counter magic on a spell. Your BCS is your spell is your
It's
BCS,
just my BCS in the school, so I've made that.
which is 22 less 1/10 of the knowledge.
So I've
The
spent
spell
5 magic
is
points.
4, so that's 18. You've made your BCS, but you've spent 4 magic points.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So I'll cast the counter magic.
A successful casting of counter magic. Does the spell dissipate?
I'm just looking up what counter spell does.
Well, it depends whether it is a barman's spell or whether it is a kami, supernatural ability spell.
Well,
'Cause the
this is a supernatural ability.
In that case, counter magic may be used to dissolve spells cast by supernatural beings, spells not in the canon of the schools. So if it's not a school
No,
spell,
it is a school of metal spell. Yes, there's nothing special about that.
in which case it'd be the first paragraph, I think. It's just if the kami does something which is not
An
in the normal-
ability or whatever.
Yeah, if it's an ability, then you use a different thing. You use your magic BCS with a penalty equal to the spirit rank. There's nothing to stop you saying, okay, you can do it as a normal spell, but you have the knowledge of the spell as a minus, and the being's spirit rank as a minus
Mhm.
as well. You know, the kami puts her power behind it, and that would reduce his BCS down from 18 to whatever.
No, it does actually go down. It's reluctant, but it does go down. Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
And you all hear a scream of rage from inside the house.
Oh,
I roll up my sleeves as we approach the house,
yep.
and I'm getting my exorcism ready to go. And ask one of the... Are there any spells on the door of this property?
Can you just roll D100 for me? please, mate?
Exorcism is something I can do, but does that mean that I can assist you with it, Dave?
87.
I don't think you can sort of.
No,
don't think so.
you can cast an exorcism separate to everybody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't sort of stack them.
Yes.
They don't stack. They don't assist. I'll get ready to cast exorcism as well then.
Yeah, I'll wind it up.
Okay. Shortly after the scream of rage,
Mhm.
the front door opens, and hopefully a spell issues forth and zaps you all.
Ah, He'll fail. He, she, it will fail.
Ah, well, its BCS is reduced by 6 on me due to my magic resistance.
There we are.
Just rolled a
Told you it'd fail.
19.
It screams loudly, but I shall just check to make sure it has actually failed.
It's going to have to be in the probably in the mid-20s to get Gyomo, I suspect.
The Buddhas are protecting me.
Oh, I should have cast magic resistance on myself actually first, right?
You don't need to cast it; it's automatic.
It's automatically there, right?
It's
Okay.
just an ability. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just looking at my abilities and what I can do.
Automatically have some magic resistance. You can
Right,
then spell
okay.
parry.
Is that
Sort of an active thing.
is that like prepares a spell defense? Does it?
That basically you concentrate on the other magic user, and that helps you. That reduces his casting.
Oh, so
You have
that's
to concentrate
so
on
is that done as a reaction to a spell then?
if he's cast a spell, it's too late.
Okay, there is another scream of rage from inside the house as the spell fizzles before it gets to you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Charge
what's your
in.
name? Never mind.
Charge
Well,
in.
I don't have to ask one of the strong members of the party to open the door. I just stomp in through the door, getting ready to exercise this. Oh God! I presume I'm saying, oh Buddhas when I kind of see what's there.
Okay, about 2 yards in front of you, up against the one of the internal wall, is this nasty, disgusting frog-like creature who's foaming at the mouth because you bust her spell down, and her spell that would have fried you all instantly failed, and she's not very happy.
Oh,
Let's exercise this froggy bitch.
Take this.
Yes.
Have at you.
Get back. Return to Yomi.
Back to Yomi with you, you slimy wench.
I'll try your exorcisms then.
Okay.
I'm doing something different.
That's not very good.
Oh, unlucky Nick. I've rolled a 4 though.
Mine has
My
absolutely
BCS on that is 12, so I've made that by 8. And the cost is 1 times level of success on that. Well, LOS. I assume that's what LOS stands for.
Your effect numbers are basically reduced by its rank. It's a spirit.
Well, no, I don't actually get anything. If it's spirit rank 1, I get 0 effect numbers.
What do I get on it with a 4?
Right. It costs you 8 points of power an attempt at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
because that's my spirit rank. And
So that was 8.
Does it?
yes,
I think it costs me 1 per level of.
1 per level of success, it says. Or LOS, whatever LOS means. Level of. It's level of spell, right? Okay. And what's the level of an exorcism spell?
Well, you can do up to your level.
Right, so I'm doing it.
Well, that was usually-
I'm doing it at 3rd level then. So that cost me 3 points.
Yep, as it costs me 3.
I always get that wrong because I think it should be a lot more than that.
Well, in that case,
sounds a bit
change it.
cheap.
No, we'll leave it like that now. I think
Okay,
But you may wish
1,
to
3.
wait until the end of the combat to tell us how much to reduce it by if you're doing it on the spirit rank of the creature.
I've already done that. I've already taken off the 3.
So both we all 3 of us failed. What was Hatsu doing?
Did I fail with a 4?
Oh, I
no,
don't know.
you succeeded on a 4. It's what you needed.
Not, it didn't have a significant effect on it.
Nah.
My spirit rank is my spell defense, so you take 8 off what you're trying to roll. You see, so you rolled a 4, which is 8, which is fine. That's where I get confused.
Yes, it's a bit of a bugger.
Yeah, my BCS is 12, so I needed a 4.
Need a 4, but that has 0 effect on you. You need less than a 4.
Ah, right, okay. But 4's not 1 effect number, no? 0
That's
effects.
0. You need a 1, 2, or 3.
Right, okay.
So is this an Arabukami that we are facing,
Yes.
I believe?
Certainly.
Yes, it is.
It's a tough
So what was Hatsu doing?
Hatsu's actually hurling a spear of spirits, or spear against spirits.
Ooh.
I know, fancy, eh? Check you out, Ryan.
I'm going for the direct effect.
I like it.
Okay, make your magic roll then.
Right, stick it to him.
Made that by 7.
You need to make it by 8 or more. I think, if I'm understanding this correctly. It's
He's not
magical
trying to
defense.
exercise it, is he?
Oh, no, yeah, it's not
Something else
magical
to do.
defense, it's an attack, isn't it?
It's an
You're
attack.
You're just sticking it to him.
So does he get a saving throw?
Depends what his armor class is, I guess.
Yeah, it goes against the armor class. It's like how a dart spell would work
Right, okay. It's just
to
more
a certain
powerful.
extent. This is very powerful.
Nice.
Yes.
And I'm going up to my full spell class level.
Being the most powerful version
Yes.
you can
Go on.
Well, it's a Knowledge 57 spell. It does 1d10 of lethal damage per level of spell to all characters with an effective
Per
spell.
level. So that's
Per level of
3d10.
Yeah.
You're level 3,
If
eh?
it hits,
Oh.
Yeah.
Spicy. Suspense is killing me.
I know.
So,
We're waiting on its
so-
armor class.
oh no, the baited spell fails.
No.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not.
However,
was this thing parrying that spell?
no.
Right.
Right. You get one. Assuming you can get your exorcisms off in one round, you get one more chance before it disappears.
Okay.
Because it turns and runs away.
So I need better than a 4. I need 3 or more. 3 or less.
Something like that, yeah.
Oft. Nope.
And that costs you 8 points of power.
Oof.
Nah.
No.
How's that? 8 power. Ouch.
Okay, I've got to try one more spear. I want to use it. No!
Oh.
Oh no!
Roll again.
Oh no!
Okay, fortunately, you use double power but nothing else. Those of you who are close to Hatsu notice that the lightning bolt tries to double back and strike her and you lot.
Oof.
Fortunately, it doesn't. And the ABK runs away and lives to fight.
Another day.
But we've still driven him off. Does that mean we can get rid of the khaki now?
Right. We need
Hopefully.
to find Yomi and release him from this curse.
Right, hold on. Right, all 4 of you who attempt to exercise it can have 2 points of Shugendo. Because you have driven it off rather than its state of fight.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Very
And
good.
The guys who couldn't actually do much because you're all in the way go, wow, what? And you can have 5 points of on for doing it.
Okay. That's 2 on and that's 2 Shugendo and 6 on in this session so far. That's solid, like.
Well, the point is, you defeated the ABK, okay? so you
Run
get
away,
some
yeah.
rewards for it. Otherwise, it's no.
Yeah, even though
Right,
we never
you
managed to
said-
exercise it, I think it realised we had a lot of magical power between us and we're gonna. So it ran
yeah,
away.
well,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not prepared to stand and fight somebody who can cast a Spear of the Heavens.
Dear
thinking-
heavens. Oh, yes, that's a very nasty spell.
No.
Plus,
We're not.
against spirits.
Anyway, it's run away, and basically you search the house.
Yep.
You're not entirely sure which is Yomi or stuff and which might be the ABKs. But eventually you find Yomi lying in a badly made bed. He's deeply unconscious.
Like in a drunken
And
stupor.
roll me a d20.
$14.
Are you a doctor?
I happen to be a physician, and
Okay.
that made my effect number by 2.
Okay, in that case, you're aware that without some help, Yomi probably won't last much more than about another week.
Is it because he's been poisoned, or has something
No,
been
it's because he's being starved. He doesn't look like he's eaten anything for about 6 months.
So it wasn't Yomi that was in the inn.
No, it wasn't.
I will call in his nephew,
Okay.
show him his uncle, and explain that the
Hold
Arabukami.
on. Just before you explain anything, Hidetaki stumbles but pulls himself together. Uncle! Essentially, throws himself on his uncle and starts to cry.
I explained to him that the Arabukami had him under its spell and was obviously impersonating him and causing all the trouble in the village.
Oh. In that case, roll a d20
14.
Okay. When you actually move the body, okay,
Yep.
you discover under the pillow on which his head is lying is a scroll.
Oh dear.
Oh.
I ask one of the Shugenja, can they tell whether there is magic on this scroll? It may be a curse.
Sure. Magic detection first. I think I've just made that bang on the nose.
Well, perceived truth actually may well tell me.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're still wearing the glasses, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, there is magic on the scroll, and it's not very nice.
Shall I do analyze magic?
I believe so.
Boom.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
What did that cost me then? Because I didn't need to detect magic because Gyomo's got the glasses on, so that was just the magic analysis, the cost of that, right?
No, I think you do need to do detect magic.
Right,
So
okay.
that you realise that there's magic.
Okay,
on.
so the magic detection costs 0 and magic analysis costs 1, okay. Well, I've rolled a critical success on the magic analysis, Tim, sir.
That's fine. I'm just finding out which curse it is.
I ask one of the other members of our party to rush off and ask the headman to attend.
One of the faster party members, not on us, Shugenja.
Yes.
It's all right. Your Badoko run off and get it.
Not quite as fast as that inverted commas, messenger we met on the road.
Hmm.
But still pretty damn fast.
Okay, the spell doesn't occur in any of your known schools, but is equivalent to the curse that one you can cast from fire or water or stuff like that. So it's a curse spell in that sense. And the curse is that the man who's cursed cannot eat.
So what do we do to break the curse then?
I think I will have to consult
Destroy
my
it.
knowledge of.
Just destroy the scroll?
Well, I don't know whether we have to destroy it
Well,
in a particular
can I
way.
try?
So
Can I just quickly see if there's anything in the classics about how to deal with this, Tim?
that's
Certainly.
what I was going to suggest. That we consult our knowledge to see if we can figure it out.
I made it by 4. Anything I can think of that I've read about?
Is that just from Japanese classics?
Is
I
it Japanese or Chinese?
I have both, and they're both on the same BCS.
Okay. I shall say you're lucky, and you recall from your Chinese classics that there is the god Lu Yuwei, who is the god of diseases, epidemics, poisons, and general nasty. And it is said that one of his adherents cast this spell upon the Emperor of China many years ago. And it was only by the blessings of a great hero, okay, that the formula was found and destroyed by being burnt using sacred incense.
Well, that's how it was destroyed in this story, Gyomo.
Burned with sacred incense.
Well, I would suggest that I'm waiting for the.
Right, Tsurugi, who is the headman, turns up. Yes, what? Oh, what's all this mess?
I bring him up to speed.
Right, the people around here.
Yeah, apparently Yomi has been suffering under a curse, and an Arabukami has been impersonating him and causing trouble in the village for 6 months. And
That's it.
apparently so. I myself saw Yomi last night drinking, and he was healthy and happy, and not this person. This scroll, I wave it, is apparently a curse, and my colleague has determined that it needs to be destroyed in a ceremony, possibly using blessed incense, but I do not know whether it would be a Buddhist or Shinto ceremony. Given that it was an Arabukami, possibly a Shinto ceremony, I would suggest, if possible, quickly get a Shinto priest from a neighbouring village, and we will both try to remove the curse.
Okay, yeah.
Or Yomi.
He sends to one of the villages, and at the end of the day, a priest turns up. You think he could never have got here on it, and then you look at the 4 men who are puffing, who deposited him outside the house. You think, oh, that's how they got him here. They've carried him because he never got here by himself.
What do you call it? A kaga? Is it a kaga?
No, he's not in a cargo. They've carried him manually.
Just over the fireman's carry, like.
Do I need to
One on each limb, and like, let's go.
Do I need to do
A leg and a
healing
wing.
Do I need
No,
to
you
do
don't-
healing on the poor
No,
guy?
you
before
don't
we
need to
can
do any
anything?
healing on them. It
Oh,
would
thank
appear that they're
goodness.
not used to doing this, but that's why there were 4 of them. So you take turns.
Aye.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. What can I do for you? He says.
I will bring him up to speed with the history of the Yomi, the shrine, the Arabukami, the spirits bound to the shrine by the magic of the Arabukami. This evil scroll, which is a curse of not eating. I get Maho to show him the passage in his book and see whether he knows of a similar passage.
Okay, he looks at Maho a bit surprised, as if he says, "Well, I wouldn't have thought that a young lad like you would have known that sort of thing." Maho can have 2 points of on for coming up with that.
For being a bookworm.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, for
Yeah.
actually remembering something that's useful in the scenario.
Yeah.
Yes. I have heard of that. He is the well, I should call him a kami to be polite, but his name is Liu Yue, and he's an infiltrator from the Qin Empire. He says he has a shrine on Sado Isle, which is just off the coast of Etsu province, I think it is, as against last time.
Where's that on the map?
It's a little island.
If you find the Igata,
Where's that?
okay, can you find the blue dot that you are?
Yes.
Find the compass rose on the map. You go down and then left a bit. It's a big island off the coast.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yes, you've heard of Sado Isle before, because you've got to go and visit somebody there. Well, you're supposed to anyway. Right, okay, he gets his stuff out.
I ask whether he knows whether it's should I do a similar ritual at the same time as you, so that
it wouldn't hurt to do a Buddhist ritual of exorcism or sorry.
I will.
magic.
I will indeed do so. I'm not sure. I don't think I have a counter magic. Hang on a second. Where are we? My counter.
You should have it. Should be under your.
Yes, but my counter magic is only on the School of Wood. I can do exorcism, but my counter magic is specifically...
an exorcism will do. Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, I will attempt an exorcism, and we shall see how it goes.
Just about.
Everyone's gone silent.
Well, you haven't.
That's good. I'm looking something up.
Aha.
That's what I'm smelling. Someone thinking.
Ask not for whom the DM thinks, for he thinks of thee.
Yeah.
Right, the priest practices his prana yoga, and you get +8 to your dice rolls.
Very good.
Sorry, my mistake. Karma yoga, not prana yoga. And
Okay.
it will last for 3 detailed turns. He does the same to himself, but it takes him a little longer to get it done. And then he goes into trance and attempts to destroy the spell. He gets out some incense, and you go, "Whoa, whoa." He's got a powerful scent of jasmine and mint, and you think, I won't want to stay in this for any longer than I had to, because it makes you choke. He's quite used to it, breathes it in as if it was, I don't know, tea. Anyway, make your roll, sir.
Certainly. A 10. I made my normal roll by 2, so with the blessing, that's made it by 10. Is that right? If he's given, what's he giving me?
Indeed. Yeah, +8.
So hopefully that will get rid of anything spirit rank 10 or less.
Right. Basically, he puts it into a brazier where it should burn but doesn't. You cast your ritual over it. He casts his, and it bursts into flames and flutters away. And Yomi draws a deep breath, and then coughs a lot.
Okay. I instruct the headman to get him this list of easily digestible foods. We'll start with
Yes.
such
And the headman looks at him and goes, "Baby food." But he goes,
if he hasn't eaten for 6 months, that's all his stomach will be
That's
able
exactly
to
what he
Oh.
needs. That's exactly what he needs, yes.
"Okay, well, it's 4:45, so I shall hold it there." Okay, on a bit of a
Okay.
cliffhanger.
I like it.
You have successfully defeated the ABK and destroyed the scroll that it left behind. So you can all have 5 points of on.
Nice.
Is it?
Good. Thank you.
Nice.
It's 11 on and 2 Shigendo in that session.
Yeah.
Very
that's
nice. Very nice.
I try to give out some Shugendo and stuff as you're going on, because if all you ever get it is for fighting, if there's no fighting, you don't get anywhere.
You might not get some in half a dozen sessions, yeah. Not everything's
Yeah.
about fighting in an
Well, no, the point
RPG.
is, this was a little scenario that I dreamt up as I was generating the encounters, right?
I like it.
And you could have just left it and gone walking on. So you've still got the shrine to go and deal with, which is
Yep.
why I've stopped it now.
Well, of
And
course,
thank you very much, Jen.
but we have a Shinto priest in good health here to help us. with
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
indeed, yes.
Thank you, Tim, for another fantastic session.
And I'll
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Before you go, can one of you roll a D960?
A D960, I'll get that. Right.
Yeah, I have a
So
list of
it's
960 male
slash
Japanese
roll
names.
1D960. No, is it, what is it, /roll or /R?
You got it.
/R space
Yeah.
1D960.
364. Oh no, the first one came through. So I got a 364 and then I got a 353. So take your pick.
His name is Kawaii. Kawai.
Nice one. Well, thanks Tim for another fantastic session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know we've not necessarily gone very far in the timeline.
It's all good.
Right.
Thank
See,
you.
the point is, I generate encounters for you to meet, which is why I don't have to roll dice. And
Mhm.
sometimes they throw up something that should be a little scenario for you to deal with as you go around your big stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one now to actually do the thing. So thank you, Tim, for the game. Thank you, David, Nick,
You're
and
welcome.
Ryan for playing with me. And thanks, viewers, for
Lovely to
tuning
be
in.
here.
We shall be back in 2 weeks for session 28.
2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Cheerio.